Our next speaker is Mr. Ming Zhang. He's president of Mulvaney G2 Architecture, USA. And Ming Zhang's also the design director of Mulvaney G2 Architecture, a leading designer of mixed-use developments, retail, centers, corporate offices, interiors worldwide. Mr. Zhang offers a special talent and creativity in the design of high-imagery projects. That talent, combined with an astute ability to address client needs, earns him a distinguished reputation as a world-class designer. Mr. Zhang's high-rise building design includes several award-winning projects, and has received numerous awards and honors. And in 2006, the Chinese Research Center for Urban Development and Environment bestowed him with the China Landmark Award. His influence is instrumental in creating new destinations, landmarks, and civic brands to major cities. Let's welcome Mr. Ming Zhang. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mulvaney G2 is an international design firm with 5 offices in North America and 1 in Shanghai. And in the last several years, we are fortunately able to design over 20 major urban mixed-use development projects. Lots of them is a retail-driven mixed-use project. And here I can share some of the projects we have been designed or in the design board. This is the Suning Chengdu Plaza, which I'm going to speak more in detail today. And this is the Wuxi Chong'an mixed-use development with twin 250 meters tall towers and a 6-floor retail base. And the Suning Beijing Plaza. And again, Beijing Chaoyang CBD expansion, master planning. And the China Resource, the Qingdao mixed-use project. And Bayview Towers in Washington State, also first LEED gold certified residential towers in Washington State. And on the right is the Suzhou Sunny World, the twin towers, 50-story towers with the retail, restaurant, club base. And Xi'an Daming retail mixed development, totally over 2.5 million square foot. So as everybody knows, mixed use is a very complicated program and requires a lot of design strategies. Today I'm going to share some of the most important strategy we applied in our mixed use design. First is the humanity. And again, all the mixed use project is about to create a synergy for a destination. So it's very important to create life, especially in the street level. I think some of the speakers already mentioned about that. So how to respect the human behaviors, which is about everybody want comfortability, everybody demand convenience. They like to have an exciting, fun, social space, but also have some private, quiet space for them. And they like to have an adventure space, but also has to be safe. And of course, all the mixed-use development is very critical at how to make sure the economic effects be met. And it has to be affordable for the people who live in the city. And second important design strategy is about cultural relevance. Those great communities and the cities, why they can exist there is because of thousands, hundreds of years of histories, and the people very much comfortable living and work, play in this kind of environment. So how are we able to respect the local history, the local culture, and also very critical is how we interpret what it means to create an urban space in today's time and also in the future. Last but not least is the sustainability. And as everybody has emphasized, it's so important. And if you think about a mixed-use development, it is in itself a very sustainable approach. Rather than spread very horizontally, and it takes more effort in the transportation. And here we try to create a walkable, very robust community that without travel to different places to serve your purpose. But beyond that, we have to look at the long-term strategy for both business and also the environment needs. And also how to be able to relevant, make sure this approach is very relevant to the local either culture or climate, and integrated all this together in a different scales. And so next I'm going to use, hopefully if I have time, a couple of case studies. And first is the Suning Chengdu Plaza, which is just about clean all the relocation process. This project is located in the old commercial retail district. It's probably one of the most expensive land in the city. And as you can tell, it's a very tight site. We try to solve very complicated, almost 2 million square foot project in a very tight, and FAR is over 15. And also how we're able to coexist the world-class retail center, but with the relocation of the existing retailers, which is more smaller local vendors, how these two can be coexist in the very tight locations. And also there's quite a few historic buildings adjacent to the site, how we make sure to respect this context. This is a night view, shows how important and the lighting design, the LED, and also the commercial graphics really help to create that destination for the city. And interior shot really focus on bring the daylighting from both skylight and also from the exterior wall there. So really penetrated through all the way through inside at this atrium space. So briefly, the Chengdu, city of Chengdu is pretty much in the middle of China, and also the site is based pretty much in the middle of the city of Chengdu. So that's the site. And so as you can see, this site is really is in a major old commercial retail streets. So all this green is a pedestrian walking street. There's only half of this street is accessible by automobile. It's a one-way street. So the rest of this all pedestrian street. So it's a kind of a challenging for try to solve all this into the one very tight site with limited access, auto access. And on the south side is it's a city plaza there. On the north side is this historic building, YMCA. So the initial planning diagrams really try to turn the challenges into inspirations, like this three site, really become a major access for all the retail. So provide a retail entry along all the site, and also take advantage of this South City Plaza, become part of the main retail entry experience. And relocate and put the most luxury brand special retail stores in this most expensive corner, put in the anchor store more in the secondary corner, but still enough pedestrian access from different side of the street, and put the hotel, office towers along this access by the vehicle, just to make sense. And also the relocation on the back side, take advantage of this emergency fire lane, turn into an open, traditional, local market street experience. This is more defined in a transportation traffic diagrams. Another way to mention about is to create a sunk plaza there, really not only exposure to the historic building, but also create direct access to the retail at the basement level. Really take advantage of this, the roof gardens, really put a lot of green, the water, become part of not only the sustainable approach, but also become a amenity space for all the public and the hotel facilities. This is a historic buildings in the surrounding site, and this is that YMCA building on the north side, and this is the surrounding buildings, pretty much 2 to 3 traditional gray brick buildings, very beautiful buildings, a comfortable scale, and the south side is the plaza there. So this base shot really try to interpret how to integrate the city plaza into the main retail entry experience, how to break down these 12-story podiums into different amazing, really like this space, try to be responsible to the surrounding lower scale streetscape. And also the material, using the dark gray terracotta material, which is, again, immediately related to the traditional dark gray brick buildings, but again, in a modern and durable, easy to maintain way. On the north side, create another plaza here, combined with the porte-cochere for the hotel and also the office, and exposure of this historic building into the street directly, and also create this sunk plaza, immediately bring the traffic, also connect to the basement in a retail experience, and create a daylighting for the retail shopping experience. The tower concept really inspired by the two major city culture and history. One is the city logo. This is a kind of golden plate which discovered in the Jinshan relics, which is 2,600 years ago. And the same thing is this city flowers, and which is called a China rose. It's with the city over 1,000 years. So both the form, you can tell, is very symmetry, but again, offers very dynamic forms rather than static form. So this really inspired our tower design. And again, the tower just very appropriate for this form because this is the center of the city. So how to take advantage of the 360-degree views of the city, and also this tower could be constantly viewed by people in a different side of the city. So there should be no backside of the facade. So the symmetry form really works very well with this tower. And also structurally just makes sense because all the structural engineers prefer the symmetry with the central core in the middle and also the outriggers at the mechanical and the refugee floors. These are my initial design sketches and can turn out to the final design products. This is a section shows about the relationship in the retail and how that related to the tower and how we merchandise the retail with a restaurant, entertainment, and ice rink on the top of the building and the hotel function at the top. Again, it's about to create a retail. Retail is very important for this project because it is in a retail district. So how to create a very logical retail space in a 9-story tower is very critical and it's very challenging. And then the second one is how to mix, this relocation facility together with a very modern retail shopping centers. So by, again, take advantage of this backside emergency street, put the relocation, create a local flavor shopping market. Also, by putting the relocation in the first floor basement level and directly access from outdoor, really, they are coexisting very well, but also operationally can easily separate from the main retail centers here. The hotel floor at the 9th floor, the ballroom, the lobby, the restaurant, again, take advantage of the roof gardens. So this roof garden not only serves as the green approach, but also, again, serving as the outdoor amenities for the hotel and the publics. And the way to do this also free the most valuable lower floors for retail purpose and take advantage of the roof gardens as a hotel amenities. So typical tower design, this is the hotel levels. And again, the central concrete core and is perfect for engineering. And also the tower, because Chengdu is a very mild temperature city and most of the year is very cloudy. So the sunshine becomes very valuable for the city. And so the tower orientation is with this arced form, 2/3 of the tower going to be facing the most desirable orientation from southwest, south to southeast. And through this orientation really helped to reduce the usage of the energy. And from there, we come to some of the sustainable approach for the building. And again, I mentioned about in any of the real project, we have to respect also the client's strategies, client's demand and the needs. And you have to balance that from our perfect situation. And here we try to, again, take advantage of the passive solar and the design approach. For example, the roof gardens not only help to reduce the heat island effect, but also become part of the public amenities. So this kind of approach really help to create value for the clients. And the energy use, try to take advantage of both solar and the wind, and also the earth energy. Next one I'm going to present is the Beijing Chaoyang CBD expansion. And I have a limited time here, but anyway, this project is try to really help the city to put the ambition into as a major signified their importance in financial leadership and create some kind of a future CBD for China and as a model. The site is it's about 15 hectares, 23 hectares, and 2.5 million square meters, 15 city blocks. And existing CBDs is here separated by this major number 3 ring freeway. And the existing situation. And the land use here is mainly for the commercial use purpose. And so what is the future CBD for not only Beijing, but any city in the world? So we really think some of them, for example, has to be very memorable experience, has to be very sustainable, has to be culture relevant, and has to be Beijing specific. So some of the challenges, like I said, this is a number 3 ring road, really separate this new CBD from the existing CBD. And also traffic is always a major issue for Beijing. So how are we able to create such a big complex without bring more traffic to the city? So it's how to open more public open space to this phase 2, because the phase 1 CBD is very limited open space. And how we solve that, how we integrate more Beijing culture and into this complex. So it's some of the inspirations for the, so one solution is basically connection, because we try to connect the site with many, between new and old, and also among the existing, the new 15 blocks. So this connection shows that we proposed looped light rail system, so which tied our site with some of the major city subway system and connect to the east, west CBD, connect to the north side expansion and the future east side expansion. And also the green and pedestrian system connect the old and the new, and also be part of the overall city green belt system. So the connection through multi-levels. At the basement level, really tied all these blocks with the major city transportation system. And on the street level, tied this green space with the major city belt street. And at the sky level, really through the bridges, connect all the building blocks and also tied with the existing CBD under the freeway. So this is really some major connection approach. And it has to be a place people want to be. So the way to do that is really, rather than just limited to the major financial and Fortune 500 headquarters, we introduce 24 hours activities, mixed-use, truly mixed-use development, by adding more retail, adding more culture-related open space, museums, ice rinks, and also hotels and the service apartments. So truly become a mixed-use development. So this is some of the adoptions, such as the ice rink in front of this iconic building, the amphitheater, connect the street level to all the way to the basement shopping level, create a lot of open courtyard space. Again, bring the sunlight into the basement retail experience, but also bring connect all the building blocks. And the Central Park really create a major boulevard, so give more the corporate address for all city blocks. Again, create a comfortable streetscape. So really bring the daylighting into the street, make the pedestrian feels more less threatened with all this tall building walls by setting back the buildings as buildings move up. This iconic tower is sitting along the major X in the planning, so really open. You can see connect the south and the north through this open clear glass atrium space, connect the basement retail into the upground space. All these connections clearly expressed and in this rendering. And just like I mentioned briefly, create a place that the business want to be. Like New York Central Park is a great inspiration. Create all this address for all these buildings. And the iconic tower, which is 450 meters tall, which is going to be the tallest building in Beijing. And it really inspired by the traditional Chinese calligraphy, that solid vast void. So we take advantage of this void space, create this kind of open space there, not only visually tied the green belt all the way from south to north, but also physically connect the south to north without block this overall city planning concept. So this is, again, the sustainable design really by the Central Park really create the open space and reduce the heat island effect and purify the air quality in this microenvironment. And even the green roofs apply to all these service apartment. And the Central Park concept with all these different courtyard concept really tied all this park system together with the water and public art, museums somewhere here. So that's kind of some of the systematic approach for the sustainable concept. Take advantage of, the wind, the solar, and also the earth as a major energy resource. So in conclusion, so to try to create a very energetic urban mixed-use development really through this humanity and cultural relevance and sustainability approach. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ming Zhang.